Hello Starlight, it is I, Midnight Persona, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'll be transforming this Amazon bland ugly tunic into a tunic for Link. I didn't have enough material in my stash to make an actual Link tunic from scratch, so I bought this cheap one, and mostly I'm just going to be getting rid of the trim because it's ugly and I don't like it, and I'm going to be making it look more like a Zelda trim. It's basically going to be designed off of this one from Breath of the Wild, mostly because it's simple and I really like it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably did this in the most difficult way possible. I somewhat created a bias tape that I was going to sew to the edges out of little strips from this material I had left over. And I just kind of directly sewed it on. I didn't fold it over the trim. I just wanted to get it on, and I thought if I sewed it like this, it might even look a little more like, I don't know, old and rustic. Mind you, I tried to do this within like a 2-day span because I had to get this done quick. Here's some sewing machine ASMR. And halfway or partway through, one of the pins stabbed me. From this point, I'm turning all the little tubes that I made inside out with a safety pin, because that's the only way I know how to do it. I've seen some tips, but it would have been really difficult to use those tips with this type of material, so I tend to just do it all by hand because it's the only way I can trust it getting done right. However, I need some stronger, thicker safety pins because it keeps coming undone halfway through the gosh dang tube. Anyway, by this point, I am pinning every little tube to the trim just to sew directly over the trim. Like I said, I know there's easier ways to do this, but this is how I chose to do it because I was tired and I wanted it done and I wanted it to be very precise and almost look like another cuff. So I just sewed it straight on and pinned it down. Here's some more sewing machine and TikTok ASMR. I had to stop to rethread the bobbin because, you know, every time you're in the middle of a project, it always runs out. From this point, I needed to measure all parts of the shirts, my sleeve, the collar, and the bottom of the shirt to see if I could find a design or create a design that I can iron onto the tunic, because I wasn't going to paint it and I wasn't going to cut it bit by bit, so I had to make sure I had the right measurements before looking for one. I ended up finding this amazing seller on Etsy that allowed me to buy the little designs, and I put them through my Cricut, and I got my machine to print them out after a lot of adjustments because this was the most frustrating process ever. And after doing all that, I realized I didn't have any gold or yellow for iron-on. So, after waiting for express shipping, I tried to set everything up. I tried to be cheeky because I don't have a 24-inch mat, but it didn't work. So I had to go back into the computer and readjust because my Cricut was being a jerk. In the meantime, I made a hat. It wasn't that hard, it was just a triangle sewn together, but it's a hat. So after all those annoyances and difficulties, I ended up printing out the pattern separately. I had to cut it up into bits and change the dimensions in order to get it to fit to the shirt properly. So this is me cutting and readjusting and ironing it on. It wasn't hard, it was just tedious, but in the end it all kind of turned out fine. I printed out the design, or more so cut it out through my Cricut, and I set it on the front and the back, and honestly I really liked the way it turned out. It ended up turning out better than expected. So here's my quick test try on, seeing how it looks, seeing how it laid down, and honestly, I like it. I think it turned out okay. Is this my best work? No, of course not. It's not my worst either though, so I'm proud of it. Here's my dumb little hat that I made, which makes me look like a gnome. Of course, next time I do this, I'm going to want to make it from scratch because I like my work the best. And here's the final product from filming day. Let me take off the belt real fast. I do want to remind everyone that this is essentially a closet cosplay. Yes, I did get the tunic off of Amazon for very cheap, but everything else is from my closet, and I just modified the tunic the best I could to fit the way that I wanted it to. Could I have done better? Yeah, absolutely. But it didn't get worse, so that's all I really care about. I'm also doing this for a project that I do not have to do it for. I took it out of my own time to do it because I was really excited to. I left the stitch lines as they were because I kind of liked the rustic look to it, and I wanted to just make sure everything was down secure. In the end, I'm proud of my modifications. I think it turned out great, and I really love the way I look in it. If you think I should make my own link tunic from scratch, leave a comment below and I might just do so. Check out my other video with STL Ocarina to see what this tunic was exactly for. I'm gonna try to do more videos like this as much as I can, but we'll see what happens because sometimes chronic illness is a biatch. If you like this video, if you like me, subscribe. There's a bell notification at the bottom if you'd like to get more videos from me. And remember, you are amazing, you are fantastic, you are awesome in every way, shape, and form, and you are so worthy to take up space. I love you, Papa!